How you feeling, bud?
Getting better, I
Are
think.
you?
We'll see how many sniffles I do.
Okay. Sorry for making you do this.
No, it's fine.
So, hi, welcome to Fan Bam Podcast with not
Out
Fan
the
Bam,
Fan Bam.
which it hasn't been for a while now. Maybe you should just rename it, but
The Marisa and Brendan show.
I guess so. That's what we
Or
are.
like who is in the Ahmed? Not Ahmed. It's Ahmed.
Oh.
No, Ahmed was
Troy
from
and
the guy
Abed.
that
Abed.
talks with puppets.
Yeah.
Troy and Abed in the morning, so we could be like Marissa and Brendan in the evening.
At night.
At night.
That sounds vaguely like we're Batman and Marissa and Brendan at night. So yeah, we're testing out a new microphone that I do like it, and
I like that
fancy.
it's blue and it says
anything I have is
blue
blue
on it.
That's a blue Yeti, as they say. It's good. I
It
don't know.
looks fancy.
I know, right? And I
I
won't
don't-
tell you how much I spent on it.
That's okay.
Yeah, it's a little treat to myself.
Eh.
But since
Ooh, I can hit mute because I
Please.
see a mute button.
well, yeah, please don't do that.
But it's shiny and red.
I'll make the rest of
I
the
want to touch it. Sorry, I worked with children all day.
Yes, so
So now I'm like, woohoo!
now you have a lot of energy to get out. Well, it doesn't make any sense. You should be actually tired now that I think about it.
No, sometimes I feel like after I'm with kids all day that I start to be like goofy because like I have
you
to,
lose your mind.
I have to remain a composure and stay like sternish,
Oh, okay.
To
So
keep
you don't
them in
get to be goofy and silly like until you get home.
kind of, and then you get it. But I did
Yeah.
start talking in a random accent today, and my kids thought it was kind of
Well,
funny.
you do that. You do that around the house anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, for
Sorry.
those of you who don't remember, I think you were on a Scribble episode
What is that?
when we did like the Pictionary. Remember that?
Oh,
You were part of that, right?
I don't really remember. I think so. Sounds vaguely familiar.
Yes. Well,
I was in something, I think.
this is my fiance.
Oh, yeah. So since the only podcast, is it a podcast?
Yeah.
Is it called? Since the only podcast we did, we loved each other so much that we
Yeah.
decided to get married.
Yeah, I was like, I like this girl on the other end of this podcast. I think I'm trying to
That's
get a
what
picture.
I'm going to stick to
Yeah.
as the story of our relationship.
Okay, works for me. And actually, since then, we moved in together.
Yeah, so but we could tell the story like
From the
we
very
went
beginning.
I just randomly showed up at your house during the pandemic and did a podcast.
Yeah.
Dun dun dun.
Didn't even have a mask on. Oh man,
That's funny.
That is funny when you think about it. Like that's the story of us almost. Is that
Oh, the pandemic.
it really was?
Well, you remember what your brother said?
He says a lot of things.
He said that was a true test to our relationship because,
Yeah,
like,
it's
pandemic, you couldn't really go out and do anything, and we just, like,
Right.
hung out a lot.
We had to force. I mean, not that I don't feel like we had to actually force it, but like we had to become very comfortable right away with
With each other,
with
yeah.
each other. But I think I don't think that was. I think it was pretty organic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think we
kind of are
had
the
to
same
force that.
person.
We are very similar, which I think works pretty well. But yeah.
But yes, then we moved in with each other
Well, how do we meet?
on Bumble.
That is the real story, not that you showed up randomly.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
We met on this app called Bumble.
And
It's a dating app.
That's where the ladies talk first. So you
Is
were
it?
the one. Yeah, that's the whole point. That's the
So
difference.
what did
between
I
Bumble and
say?
Tinder.
I don't
even
know. We
remotely
talked about,
remember.
was it John Mayer or Jorge Posada first?
This could be either. I don't think it was
I
John
remember
Mayer.
you told me that we talked about either one or the two first.
It wasn't John Mayer.
Go Jorge. I do
must
love
have.
Jorge.
You
Let's
do.
turn and look at him. Oh, Jorge.
He's on the wall.
Oh, yeah, they can't see us.
I always, whenever I see him batting, I always think of him getting blisters because he was like the last Yankee not to wear batting gloves.
He's totally okay, though.
I'm sure. I
Because
guess so.
he could bat. He's a switch hitter, so he could just turn and do the other. You still use the
You
same
still
hands.
use the
Yeah.
same pair of hands.
Yeah, but like maybe it wasn't getting as much force on that hand.
I mean, it is true. I mean,
Sorry, people.
You do, yeah. Someone's a little sicky diggy.
Working
But
with
you're
the
so cute.
kiddos.
Yeah, which sucks. But yeah, so we were on That's just monitors going on.
Okay, I was like, what is happening?
Yeah, Bumble.
Oh, yeah. So, sorry, I get off topic a lot. So, we were talking on Bumble, and Brendan, like, actually tried to pursue?
That's the right word.
Pursue me. And I wasn't looking for anything. I was in a long-term, emotionally abusive relationship.
Ooh, that's a little heavy.
Just, telling the people the truth here.
No, that's true.
And then Brendan like kept saying like, "Oh, we should meet up," and I was like, "Yeah, sure," which I was genuine about. But then when it came down to like the day, I was just exhausted, and I was like, "I'm not gonna be any like fun or good company," and also like I wasn't expecting to like fall in love or actually want a relationship.
Very cynical.
What?
I'm just saying, it's cynical. You got to go in things with a good mind.
I guess.
Whether you think you can or you can't, you're right.
And I usually do. I always say to think the best of a situation, but I just wasn't in it at that time. So I canceled the date. Well, postponed it, I think.
You said like another time.
But poor Brendan was already showered and dressed. And he said, and I quote, "Good thing I didn't take a shower yet."
Yeah, I did lie to you about that. Because I didn't want to make you feel bad that you canceled.
You only, like, confessed your lie, like, 4 years later.
I was,
not 4 years, but
you haven't been together
like 2 years, yeah. So
yeah, no, I had my first date shirt on, ready to go, and I thought I looked good, and then you were all like, "I'm tired." But...
And then, who suggested FaceTime?
I think it was you, because I think you were worried that I was, like, going to catfish you.
So then we FaceTimed.
Yeah.
And you thought that was my plan all along.
What? That I was going to catfish you? Or you were going to catfish me?
No, that I just wanted to go on FaceTime so I could screen you and make sure you were in a serial killer.
I still, to this day, think
it is that.
I don't know. That perception has not changed.
I always did my first dates at Buffalo Wild Wings because it's never not, like, busy.
And it's never not a good time.
No, and it's, like, very lit. It's not, like, dim lighting.
It's funny, for a second I thought you meant, like, it's, like, a good time. You actually meant it's literally lit.
Oh, yeah, no, I don't use slang.
You don't use that lingo.
No, like, so it has, as a female, you have to look out for these things.
No, it's fair, I'm not arguing.
And if it was a bad date, Kohl's is right there, and Aldi, you could just...
I'm not going to bring up our other friends with their bad date stories, but I've heard some really good ones.
Oh, yeah, I had to pretend to be in a car accident to get one out of one.
Oh, yeah.
Things happen.
Yeah, they do. Hey, I'm, knock on wood, I never had, like...
You had a bad date?
I had...
Well,
it wasn't... it was a bad ending to the date.
The husband was coming.
I'm glad that's unofficial.
To be fair, he didn't know ahead of time. Shady people out there.
There are that. What were we saying? But yeah, then the date went well, even though you were a redhead.
Oh yeah, so mostly in my Bumble pictures, I had like blonde hair, and then I changed it to be like a little reddish.
Are you sure you didn't change your hair before? You like were you blonde when we FaceTimed and then was it red? Is there any chance that was the case?
I don't remember.
Because I swear the first thing I noticed about you, I was like, wait, her hair is red. Which like maybe that didn't come through on the FaceTime. I don't know.
But like didn't we meet the following week or something?
Well, I felt like it was pretty close, so I don't know.
I don't know, maybe. I could have. Who knows? I used to change my hair. I actually haven't really changed my hair in a while now.
Neither have I. I used to dye my hair blonde in high school.
Oh, I thought Jimmy World, but it's more like Justin Timberlake and Last Bass with the
No,
frosted tips.
I was going to say, you like the curls? Like,
oh, yeah, I remember JTT, John Taylor Thomas. Sorry, off topic.
That's part of what we do here.
So then we went to Buffalo Wild Wings, and we had a date. Mm-hmm. And you kissed me across the corner, not the corner,
I stuck around the corner, and I was like...
I'm coming after you. No, you kissed me across the table, and I thought that was adorable.
It was very cute. I will give myself credit. It was a very cute move. And, hey, you know, when you're feeling it, you're feeling it.
And then we went and made out in the parking lot.
Oh, God. Scandalous stuff. We're not supposed to talk about that. But,
and then, go ahead, sorry.
I don't know. Don't eat the microphone.
Sorry, I got excited for this part. And then since I was not used to having a loving, caring, and supportive boyfriend, I also was getting foot surgery like 2 weeks later or like a week later. And I was like, oh, so I'll like call you when it's done.
Well, no, you were just like, you're not going to
I did like a Valley Girl accent.
Yeah, I don't know either. You were like... No, which you said you were like, oh, you're not gonna want to like hang out with me, and I was like, why not? Like, it's not.
And I was like, you're gonna want to hang out with me, like when I want crutches, and he was like, yeah, I'll come to your house after the surgery.
Like, imagine that. Imagine I was just like, oh fuck no, like.
But like that's what I was used to.
You could have a working
so I was
foot
like,
to
what?
date me, bro. Like, imagine, like, just oh gosh, yeah, I do have to say that was like one of like I was seeing because that was the last movie I saw before the plague. I saw Sonic the Hedgehog in theaters. I remember texting you and just being like,
"Oh yes," you were like, "The movie's like starting now," and I was like,
3 months.
"What?"
Yeah, and I was just like, "Hey, like movie's starting now," but like I just like that's why I'm gonna like not text you for the next 2 hours. So like, don't think I'm like being weird. And you were like, "That's the sweetest thing," and I was like, "This girl's bar is low."
Like, I think I'm in love with him.
This girl's bar is so
low.
He
actually cares to text me.
It is working. It's gonna work out. I can already tell.
The movie's gonna start, and he's not gonna be answering his phone.
No, because I don't want to be rude. I don't want to be that guy. Texting you in the middle of the phone.
A rude boyfriend?
A rude boy.
Oh, I mean a rude. Got it.
Or like that as well.
Got it.
Got it. Yeah. And then we went on vacation that summer, but that was like the plague vacation, which was kind of funny because if I remember, LBI like wasn't that bad, if I remember correctly.
No, I don't think LBI or Cape May was bad.
Well, no, LBI kind of was because you don't remember. I won't mention who it was, but someone we knew is getting in trouble for moving around the tables too much.
Yeah, like you had to stay in your like seats. Like if you were out to dinner or like at a bar, like you had to stay.
Right.
You couldn't like bounce back and forth from table to table. You couldn't like socialize. Like this one person I know that is very social.
Yes, I remember, and they like told him like a bunch of times, "You can't get up," and he kept getting up.
Yeah, and then he had to leave. But it was fine.
That. Yeah, and then gosh, that was actually our like to circle back a little bit. That was actually our very first podcast with Will and Kayla. We talked about like what the pandemic was like. And it's funny because like the first vacations we went on, you and I were during the pandemic. So that was a lot of stuff we had to deal with. We were eating in parking lots, and that was...
Oh, yeah, Uncle
Bill's. We had to eat in the parking lot.
I kind of like that, though, because it wasn't like so many people on top of each other.
What a crazy time to live through.
Oh, I miss Uncle Bill's and their pancakes.
Oh, my God.
And Uncle Willie's and LVI and their pancakes.
It is funny to this day that those are two different things.
Yeah, so Cape May has Uncle Bill's and the Black Duck, right?
Oh, that's a restaurant.
Yeah. And then LBI has the Black Whale and...
Uncle Willie's. That was, in our relationship, that was one of the most, like, surreal moments. Because that was where we went for my friend's wedding. And we were talking at that point.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Coming with me to LBI because you went to Kayla's wedding.
Well, not only that, but the fact that... we had like every day we would go to the bar that I sat at.
I missed that bar.
When I went there for the wedding, and I remember like I will always tell the story because I remember sitting at that bar and I was watching like Texas play somebody like a college football game. I was like, this outdoor bar is so cool. Too bad I'm probably never gonna come back here again. And then lo and behold,
you've gone back 2 times, 3 times?
Twice. Yeah, we didn't go last year. We went the year before though.
We didn't go last year?
No. We didn't go.
We went to because not everybody went.
Did anybody go? I mean, that's a discussion for a different time because that's not about us.
I'm not really sure.
But, yeah. And then that got pretty serious after that. And then we struggled to. Well, we were kind of living together, but like this wasn't official.
Like, was at Brendan's all the time.
I remember there was like 1 or 2 nights a week where you didn't sleep over. Yeah.
And then I couldn't sleep because I was so used to sleeping with you.
Yeah, no, it was a weird. It is a weird thing when you're so used to doing it and they're just not there. And then we found a place together, which was pretty quick in and of itself.
Yeah, like literally we sent in a couple. No, is this the only place we applied to?
No, we applied to other places. The same management, but we applied to different
and we
places.
Also was like,
we
were on waiting lists.
We saw some places too.
Oh yeah, we saw like 2 places. That one place. The one place on Woodmere that my aunt knew that lady, I did like that place.
I like that place too.
I didn't really want to be in somebody's backyard.
No, so this place has 1 or 2 problems, but overall I really like it. I give it 3 out of 5 stars. Wait, would you agree? Oh, she's thinking about it, folks.
So I just wish there was more like property.
Oh, I see. Like you wish there was like an outdoor
like I'm just
area.
Looking up and I see Duchess and Sophia, and like walking Duchess, I had to like. We were like in the parking lot, and then I had to take her to the back, and like I just.
These are dogs, by the way.
I just wish there was more like spots to pee.
Well, there's like a little gazebo and a table there, but no, it's not very big. You are right, but I mean, I've never been a huge outdoorsy guy anyway, so it doesn't bug me as much. But anyway, back to us.
Oh yeah, so we got an apartment, and then
before we get there though, we'll talk a little bit more about our feelings for one. I sound like Dr. Phil right now. No, but I was just like...
So when I wake up in the morning,
really.
I feel like I love Brendan, and as the day goes on, I got nothing.
One of my favorite stories about... And actually, we were brand new. I don't even think we were dating like 2 weeks then. Because that was December, but that was pre-pandemic. So that must have been... We weren't even a month old. And that was when we went to the bar at Mahoney's.
Oh, yes.
And then, like, I looked at you, and then you looked at me, and you were just like...
Well, tell the story. So we went out for my friend's birthday, and we were at a bar. I think we were at Shotzi's. And then she was like, oh, let's go to Mahoney's. And we were going to go to another bar called Mahoney's. And I was like, okay. And we got there, and she wasn't there. And she was up the street at a different bar. Excuse me. And Mahoney's... Yes, Mahoney's, for those that do not know, for all the listeners around the world, I kid, is like kind of like a college bar or like a bar you could get in
a lot of Marisa
in high school stuff, right? With like a fake ID.
If you might not want to throw that out there.
Oh, no. College with a fake ID. Sorry, I'm thinking wrong time frame. So college with a fake ID. And so, like, not really our crowd at 30 years old and 33. Am that right?
That would make sense, yeah.
And I think what you look at me and you're like, do you want to go? And I was like, oh my God, yes.
I thought it was the other way around.
I know, I asked you.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, and then you looked at me and I looked at you and you're like, you want to get out of here? And I was like, my God, yes. Because there was like, that bar was crazy that night. Like, it was like a girl throwing up in the corner. Is. Like, I was like, it was
oh my God, didn't somebody take your phone and take a picture?
So I left my phone on the counter, and these 2 girls like took a selfie with it, and then like found me because I guess the background must have been like me at a Yankee game or something. Because then they found me to give me the phone back. So they must have known it was mine.
You had originally you on your background?
I guess so. They knew it was my phone.
I feel like, I don't know. I don't think that's true. I think it was just right next to you and they did it. And then they were like, haha, I gave it to you.
Maybe.
I mean, I have us on the background.
Maybe that's what mine was. Maybe it was us.
Really?
Yeah.
That early?
I guess.
I mean, actually, it could be because it was almost like we started talking like the end of November.
I'm almost positive that's how they found me because I thought I remember them saying like that looks like you, and that was the background of the photo.
No, but they changed the background.
Oh, they did. They changed the background.
But how did they do that?
Because my lock used to be like a lot shorter or a lot longer, so like it only locked like every 15 minutes. which I changed to like every 5. Or it might have been actually every 5 minutes. I don't even remember. But like they were able to get my phone because I left it there and then I walked away. And then maybe they looked through my pictures and then saw a picture of me, which is lucky I didn't have anything bad in there.
People are weird, man.
Yeah, I mean they were drunk girls and I don't know.
They thought they were very funny. We were like,
so.
Okay.
They were like, give me my fucking phone back. But yeah, we did that and the rest is history. No, I'm just kidding. We moved in together. And there was a one
right after that. Just kidding.
Yeah, we're literally right after
Just
that.
kidding.
Right after that. And then it's funny, like I thought this is me like being like weird and like paranoid about stuff.
Uh-huh.
I thought like living with you would be like a little bit different, but it's literally the exact same fucking thing. Like,
what did you think was gonna happen?
I don't know. Like I thought,
like all of a sudden, I was gonna just start loving mornings and waking up and being like, "Good morning."
No, I thought like I don't know. Like I thought you would be a little bit more in my space, I guess, and just a little getting like annoyed when I was doing like my own thing. But you never are.
But we never like had that.
No, we didn't. But I don't know. People change, and I'm glad to see that when we moved in together. I don't know. The wedding. After the wedding, when we get home, we might be like, some things are going to change around here.
No.
No, I don't think you are. But no, and don't get me wrong. Like I wasn't like worried, but I'm just saying like I thought it was going to be like a little bit different.
Brennan tells me that I overthink everything too, but he also does as well.
I overthink things that matter. Oh,
I mean, you're not wrong.
I
I overthink like sometimes the oddest things, and then I have anxiety.
You overthink like the dishwasher placement of certain dishes.
Oh my gosh! So
no, we're not gonna get into that.
Can we talk about it? No. Whew, we need to talk about it. Because like I was thinking about it this morning, and then I didn't load the dishwasher, and then I meant to text you that I would explain why I didn't load the dishwasher later, and also that if you find an AirPod in the bed to let me know, which I'm glad you found.
I did. What was that about?
I meditated last night.
And it fell out?
I guess.
And then you went to bed with it like out on the bed?
So sometimes this is what happens when I meditate. Sometimes it just pushed me to sleep.
Well, I wouldn't say that's the point of it.
So like I start out doing the breathings and stuff, and then at some point I just go bloop,
bloop,
night,
bloop.
night.
All right.
So I woke up and I was like, oh, let me take my headphone out. And then I was like, there's only one. And then I like kind of felt around and I was like, well, that's interesting.
Luckily, they're the old AirPods, not the Pros. I got the Pros thanks to your stepdad.
Oh yeah, he told you to get those too, right?
He was like, they got the noise cancellation.
And you got this chair because of my brother-in-law.
I did.
And my mom got a computer because of you.
She did?
Yeah, she swears that you told her about this sale at Best Buy.
Huh, maybe I did. I don't know.
And she bought a laptop because she missed her computer.
And I got this desk just because I needed a new desk. But honestly, out of all the Amazon things I've bought, that's probably the best thing.
The desk?
Yeah.
Remember when you got this chair and I went in the box?
Oh, I remember.
That was funny. When I popped out.
You're a funny gal.
Were we telling a story about something?
I don't know. What was the story about us? What was the next part of it? Oh, yeah, we got engaged.
Oh, yeah. Tell that story, Brendan.
It's
quite comical.
So I usually like wake up at 5 to go to the bathroom and also have an anxiety attack. I was waiting for you to finish drinking before I finished that story. I couldn't do it.
Oh, that was hard.
And he never wakes me up. Wait.
You never wake me up either. Yeah. You just kind of like have it on your own.
I just gotta lay there, and I'm just like, oh my god, the world's coming to an end. But I was just thinking, one of my anxieties was, I hate being the center of attention, which is weird because like I like this podcast, but I guess they're two different things. And
you're tall, so you always are the center of attention.
Is that
like
true?
Hello, I could just hide.
Goodbye. That is true. You do just disappear into a crowd. All you gotta do is duck.
But I like that you're tall because like when we're at Yankee games, I'm like,
and you're easy to find. Yeah.
Sorry. Anyway, keep going.
And I was just thinking about our wedding, and I was just like, why? Because I knew my parents would give us some money for it. I knew your parents would give you some money for it. So I was like, why bother making it big? And we can use some of that money.
You forgot the part about waiting. Like, why are we waiting?
Well, I was going to get to that.
Oh, sorry. Keep going.
You're
doing a great job.
And then I was like, why don't we just have like a really small wedding? And then it went one step further, and I was like, why don't we have the smallest wedding possible? And then you were getting ready for work one morning, and I was half asleep. Or then that was what my thought process. I got back to sleep, and then I woke up when you were leaving. And I was like, Marissa, what if we got married at the courthouse next month or something?
And I was like, okay,
and,
babe,
and
love you.
No, your response was, go back to sleep. And I was like, no, for real.
I want to go back and search, like, in my phone.
I sent you something. Oh, not while we're live. We'll do it later. But I did send you a thing, like, and you were just like, oh, you were serious. Like, you were real about that.
I did. Because I didn't believe it.
Yeah.
I'm just Googling, oh, you were serious.
Googling it?
Not
Googling. Searching for
it.
It's something like that. And then, yeah.
Apparently that's not what I said.
It's not what you said. All right. Well, thanks for calling me out right in front of everybody.
No, but
thank you so
much. I
meant,
like,
this is over.
Oh, you meant that.
Oh, you meant that.
Does that sound like me?
No. I keep saying, I'm trying to stop myself from saying that, especially when we're live like this.
It is like a thing that when people are public speaking, they say and like a lot.
Yeah, it's not good.
I took a public speaking class.
Yeah,
actually,
you're good at it.
And that's what
You're good at it. Yeah,
but I also talk.
It's not a good thing to say.
A lot.
It's not a good thing to say. And I try. It's just a space. It's like a filler when you don't know what to
filler.
say. You just say it.
I mean, you did that with Aaron Judge last night. You were like, he's saying.
He does say you know a lot.
I just said like.
He does say you know a lot.
Anyway, so he texted me something that I will find at a later date. Are we doing this again? I don't know.
Why not?
If we do, I will share. And then I was like, oh shit, I think he proposed to me this
morning. Yeah, but you were just like, I need the ring though. And I was like, oh,
no. So then we like talked about it when we came home at night, and I was like, if you really, did I ask for the ring that day?
I think you might have, or the next day. We like got more into it, and you were just like, you said like you were like, you need to ask for permission, and you need to do this, that, and the other.
And so, I have two dads, so we had to ask both dads,
which I did, but. And once I got the permission from both, then I was like, all right. Then this is kind of like
wait, they're
real.
Gonna think that my dads are gay, which is not a problem. I love gay people, but oh my god, can we fix that? That sounds horrible.
Fix it in post.
Actually, leave it. It's real. My mom and dad. I didn't drink all of it.
I didn't say anything.
My mom and dad got divorced, and then
she has a father and a stepfather. You're taking too long.
Oh yeah, father and stepfather. Anyway, he asked both.
Yes.
You made both cry or just one?
Just one. I'm not gonna say which one, but which one? Just one.
And then I also said that he actually had to propose to me, and that I wanted a wedding ring.
And then we started telling people on Christmas.
Incorrect. You told people on Christmas.
That's not true.
I don't think I told anybody. Did I tell anybody?
You told your parents on Christmas.
I told my... Oh, yeah. I told my mom.
And we told our parents. My parents.
Yes, but you told, like, your aunts and cousins and stuff, too.
Yeah, well, that I didn't mean to. I kind of just blurted it out.
Because Uncle Chris was like... Uncle Steve. Love him. He was like, how are you? And
he was
you're
like, what's new? And I was like, I'm getting married. And he was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And I don't know. I've never liked to make a big deal about myself, so.
Me either. And people in school are like, why are you not running around saying, like, I got engaged? And I'm
like, oh, something's in my eye.
I'm like, because that's, like, weird. And I felt bad that, like, I didn't tell some people in person. Like, my mentor teacher, I didn't tell her in person. Like, she found out after. And the same thing about this girl that I've become friends with. I actually was going to talk to her today and be like, listen, I'm sorry I didn't tell you. This is me overthinking.
That is you overthinking. I texted some people beforehand that I was going to do it when the ring got here, actually.
Yeah, that day.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to say I want to?
Yeah, it's not important. But and then, other people in our circle of friends knew. But
oh, yeah. When we did a Christmas with the fam bam, we told them.
Right. And I told Will when we were at Applebee's.
Yes, because Will was
he was in California.
Is that where he is now?
I think he's in Utah. That dude's all over the place. That's why I can't get him to fucking come back for the podcast.
I need
He's a traveling boy.
Well, if you're listening, I still would like a invitation to your Google Calendar because I worry.
And Kayla, if you're listening, fuck you.
Brendan, be
but
nice.
in a nice way.
No, but like, you know, there's scary things happening all over the world, and like, if there's a shooting,
Will is the danger.
That is true.
he's not the one who.
He's getting
knocks.
much better though at telling me when he lands. He doesn't tell me when he takes off, but he tells me when he lands.
Well, that's half the battle.
So Will, if you're listening, I'm very grateful and thank you because I worry, and I just see him right there.
Woohoo! She's talking about a picture, by the way.
Yes.
And then and then the wedding is.
Oh yeah, so the wedding
less than
is
a
next.
month away.
Yeah.
And that was the second part of it. So we never got back to that. And that we didn't want to wait because why wait? What's the point of it? Like,
yeah, we're not doing a big thing. We found a room that could hold 70 people. Oops, we accidentally invited like 85. That's why kids are not invited. Sorry. And only first cousins. So we did parents, aunts and uncles, and first cousins.
right? Yeah.
Could you imagine if we an actual wedding? It'd be like 200 people.
That would have been pretty bad. Would have been pretty bad.
And you and I would be hiding in the corner eating pizza and chicken nuggets.
Like, I didn't want to. I mean, it makes me sound lazy. I don't care. I just didn't want to do the whole groomsman thing. I didn't want to do the whole.
Well, that would have been a problem with itself too, because you have a million friends.
I honestly don't.
You actually do have a lot of friends.
But I mean, I would have a lot of people that would want to be groomsmen, and then I just, I wouldn't be like I would have to with a list down. I don't know, maybe I would, but that's off topic. I just didn't want to have to deal with all of it. I just wanted to get it done.
It's too much of a hassle, and I think too, like, this is off topic too, but like people make such a big deal about certain things, and yes, you're getting married, so it's like a big deal, but like gender reveals and like asking someone to be a bridesmaid or whatever, like some of that is
that stuff is more for them than anyone else. Like, and I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Like, I'm just saying, like,
I think it's, I don't want to say tacky, but I think it's like a little unnecessary, and
but a lot
you're
of things in
taking
life are unnecessary.
away from the actual moment. Like, I would rather like sit down with the person and say like, hey, I'm getting married and I would really love for you to be my bridesmaid. And I think that is more genuine and real than handing them a box with the candle that says, I can't go down the aisle without you, be my bridesmaid. I don't know.
Don't they usually like rhyme? I can't say I do without you.
Or something like that. Like, I just feel like it's not personable.
So mine, I was actually, if you did want to do it, I knew what mine was going to be.
Oh, I was just going to ask people because I'm an asshole.
Oh, well, no, I know. I was saying, like, if
I'm an asshole, that's it. This is over.
Well, yeah, I knew that for years. If you wanted to do it, mine would have been Avengers Assemble. And I would have had, like, little boxes. See, you actually like that.
Oh, I want to be an Avenger.
No.
Oh, my God. Remember we talked about all your groomsmen would wear Avengers socks?
Yes. No, that's what I was going to do. I was going to do that and then put the socks in the box.
You could wear your Captain America socks for something blue.
But it's not me who needs it. You need something borrowed, something.
You don't need it too?
No, it's just a bride.
Why?
I don't know.
See,
I don't make these rules.
Also, I don't like cake. So, like, totally off topic. But, like.
Well, I mean, you can't eat normal cake.
Yeah.
I mean, real cake is good.
But even before that, I was never a big cake person.
We're getting no, because we're doing a dessert, right? Okay.
Yeah, you are the dirt.
Are you gonna mush it into my face?
No, I think that's tacky too.
Okay, that's fair. Do your thing.
Sorry, so maybe I'm cynical. Is that the right word?
Because you've seen so many weddings.
Because I worked in a catering hall for 6 years, and the amount of centerpieces and favors and cake and salad that we threw away is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, they would spend all this money on, like, and actually, they spent all this money on favors, and actually, when I was, like, in college, that's how I got all my shot glasses, because people would have weddings.
And just forget their shot glasses.
And that would be their favors, but nobody took them, because usually they were drunk.
Right. I took mine. I got one from Sean.
Well, Sean did keychains. That was actually kind of smart.
Well, no, I also have
because,
shot
like,
glass.
you could use that.
He gave me the bag.
Well, that's like a groomsman thing.
Right.
But no, people used to do. I'm trying to think. I got like seeds from one of my friends' wedding. I never planted them though.
Oh. Wow.
Oh, like little picture frames, but like you have to cut up a picture to put it in the little picture frame. So like.
No, I mean it's just stuff like that just comes down to your personal taste. Like it's just I don't see anything wrong with it. I just wouldn't do it. Like I just think that's extra, and people. I'm not trying to shame anybody for it, but I'm just saying like there are people that like to make a big deal about themselves when it's their moment, and that's absolutely in the right. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I'm just not that type of person. Like I just don't like it.
And the people that spend all the money for flower centerpieces, some people realize that they could take them, but 90% of them don't. So then the catering hall would use them to decorate the bathrooms and around the catering hall. Even to the point of like cocktail hour and stuff like that. So you're actually spending money to
decorate someone's bathroom.
A place where you got married that you had to pay for.
Fantastic.
And I looked into, because when we were talking about doing a small wedding, like I looked into places.
Right.
And just the rent spaces is like $2,000. And then you have to pay for everything else.
Like, I thought it would be more. I thought it would be like 5 or 6. And then, yeah, I guess with everything, it's probably another like 10. Like, yeah.
But like, honestly, like our immediate family is probably like 100 people. And it's probably like $150 a plate. Like, it's just too much. Yeah. And we want to actually live in a house and not a shack.
Shocking.
Like,
not that we live in a shack right now. You should clarify that.
True. But like, when you play the MASH game, did you ever play that as a kid?
Yes.
Oh, we should do that tonight.
Let's not do that. Because we're not 6th grade. And we're not on our way to a Jonas Brothers concert.
Actually, I went to a Jonas Brothers concert, and I went with my friend Tatiana because I think somebody couldn't go, so I was like, I'll go with you, because I'm always up for a concert.
Yeah, you do like your concerts.
I do. Guys, John Mayer is going on a acoustic tour. Anyway, that was the worst song ever. But so Jonas Brothers, and I only like kind of know some of their stuff more recent, because when they came out, I was like in college maybe or high school. It wasn't like popular for me.
Honestly, that was. I should say Backstreet Boys. Honestly,
What?
No, but
are you speaking ill of Backstreet Boys?
No. Oh, just relax over there.
Whew, had a hard time.
Better.
Excuse me?
Nothing. I love you.
Backstreet Boys is better.
Bye. I'm gonna leave.
You might need to.
It's gonna be me. Because you're tearing up my heart.
That was so good that I can't even be mad.
Shit. No, I was saying like when I said we're on our way to a Jonas Brothers concert, and we're not in 8th grade. Jonas Brothers wasn't big till I was, I think, out of high school, or at least in high school. So
for me, it would have been junior high.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I like older women. What can I say?
It's only 3 years though, so
that's true.
And I forget all the time, and I always make you older than you are. But then again, I forget my age, which I remember. Reminds me, I got asked how old I was tonight, and I wonder if I said the right age. Anyway,
just say in your 30s, because that's not wrong.
It's complicated.
It's complicated with my 30s.
But I went to the Jonas Brothers concert, and it actually was a hell of a show.
Whoa!
Because Joe Jonas is with DNCE, I think. And he did.
They did Cake by the Ocean, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Good,
because I didn't know the name of the song. And Nick Jonas did Jealous, but then they also did like a lot of like basically just their hits, and I knew most of it, but it still was fun. Yeah. They had like the inflatable car salesman people.
Oh yeah, those things. I always remember the Katy Perry concert I went to. They had like giant balloon emojis, and they like pushed them all around. I was like, this is so cool. And then like 10 years later,
like an experience.
Yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. I would go again, 100%. Like I'm not even like obsessed with her anymore. But
is she still doing a residency in Vegas?
Vegas? I don't know.
I would like to go see a residency in Vegas. I just feel like that's cool.
Yeah, maybe for a honeymoon.
And the Grand Canyon.
Grand Canyon. Great, I've seen it. It's pretty big.
It's huge, right? You said Mount Rushmore isn't
Should
big.
fill in. Mount Rushmore is not.
I feel like we should do that one year.
Mount Rushmore is just like you expect it to be bigger than it is.
Yeah.
Like honestly, when you see it, you're just like, because like you're like I don't know if it's like a trick of like the distance, but like I feel like you could climb it no problem. What?
We could try. Remember the puzzle we did at Mount
Yeah,
Rushmore?
let's not talk about that.
Everybody looks the same.
Yeah, it was hard. It
Also was from the dollar store.
This
was pandemic.
The problem is that everything looked the same because it was all gray, and then pieces that weren't supposed to fit.
All white males.
Pieces that weren't supposed to fit.
Were fitting.
It's
so very
I was like, okay.
But no, you know how you and Adam went across the country?
Uh-huh.
How long did that take you?
Well, we kind of cheated because we did part of it by flight and then part of it by car. So, like, we went to Yellowstone, which is, I would say, 2/3 of the way across the country because that's Montana.
And then you flew home?
No, we drove back. But we flew to L.A. and then we went to Vegas, flew back.
How'd you get your car there?
We didn't.
You rented a car?
We took, like, cabs, believe it or not, in L.A., which is ridiculous because, no one takes cabs in L.A.
You drove home from where?
So we flew to L.A., took a bus, because they do like charter buses, to Vegas, flew home from Vegas, and then separately, like 2 days later, we drove out to Yellowstone. So that was
in Montana?
Yeah. And we saw Yellowstone, and it was...
Before it became famous.
It was
amazing.
It was amazing, dude.
It's supposed to be like really
so cool.
Clear and open.
Have I ever shown you pictures?
No.
I'll have to have Adam send me the pictures, because he...
No, we should do something like that one summer.
Sure, if you want. We could always drive down to Florida. Not with my car, but we can always rent a car.
The car still has low air pressure.
Yeah, we gotta fix that too. Yeah, but that's what...
I don't want to drive to Florida. I've done that multiple times.
Have you? I've never done it.
Yes.
That's one thing I want to do, because I haven't...
to Florida?
I haven't been to South Carolina, Georgia. I haven't been to any.
Oh, actually, south of the border is cool.
I would like to do that.
You feel like you're gonna die, but it's cool.
That's one thing I would do. I would drive down there.
I love that I say that you feel like you're gonna die.
And I was just like, let's do it. Bam.
No, just because like all of a sudden you're driving down 95 and it just is like, this is south of the border, and like you just get out and there's people like a little place that you could eat in there, and then they're like, here, buy a straw hat, and here, buy like one of those blankets that like have the different colors on it.
Ponchos? Tapestries?
Something like that, yeah.
Cool. Well, that's something we could do. Honest question to end this episode.
But I wanted to talk about the places I want to go to.
Really? Okay. Go for it.
I want to go to Chicago to see the thingy.
The bean?
I love it, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yes.
And I want to go to Colorado because I hear that it's the cleanest air.
Did we ever? I don't think we went to Colorado.
And I want to go to the Grand Canyon.
Grand Canyon I've been to.
I want to go to Canada.
I've never been to. I never left the country.
Not only to see Grace,
America,
but also to see the falls. And I just like have a lot of questions because apparently Canadians are super nice and they never curse.
Yeah,
so
you might be part Canadian.
Excuse me?
I mean, you do curse, but
curse.
like, yeah, but you are super nice.
Yeah, but then when I'm pissed off, I'm pissed off.
That is true.
Ask your brother. He said something like
Well,
Marissa never gets mad, but if you mess with her family or her friends, she's gonna kill you. Or something like that.
Like it. Well, yeah.
And I went to Bahamas. I would like to take you to Bahamas or like...
I'll go to Bahamas. I go to Key West.
Oh, Key West is beautiful. The water's so clear.
I always wanted to actually do that. I would do that, and all I would do is just fucking listen to Margaritaville while wearing my...
So when my dad, my sister, and I went to Key West and we were snorkeling, a piranha came up, and my dad was like, "Get out!" We were like, "What?"
Piranhas aren't... What do you mean? Piranhas aren't freshwater. They're a freshwater fish.
Maybe it wasn't a piranha.
Yeah, it's definitely not a piranha.
That's like
there's no piranhas in the ocean.
To like metal,
okay.
like gold, like shiny objects. So my dad was like putting his hands behind his back, and he was like, "Come on, come on!" And I was like, "What's going on?"
Yeah, no, piranhas are freshwater fish.
And then I said Canada. No, I like to go to like tropical places because I like the beach.
Fair enough.
Anyway, but keep going. Sorry.
No, it's fine.
And Las Vegas. Oh, but only to see the Grand Canyon.
I've been
I don't
to
really
Vegas.
want to go to the Strip.
No, Vegas is fun. I'm telling you, Vegas.
Oh,
is fun.
and the San Diego Zoo.
You'll like Vegas.
But I feel bad for the animals.
Yeah, you would hate the zoo.
So maybe not the San Diego Zoo.
You would try to fucking
but
free all of them.
California, I would like to go to.
California, I went to LA and I liked it. It was so long ago that I.
Oh my God, Will's gonna use this against
I
me.
was 17, 18 when I went, and I remember jumping in the water. I was like, "This is cold as fuck!" Like the Pacific is cold,
I was gonna
man.
say because specific, but then I didn't remember if it was.
But it was funny because it was LA, but I think it was like early June, so it was still like warming up.
Yeah, and honestly, when I went to Bahamas in November, like end of October, early November, like it'd be perfect weather for you because it isn't super hot, but still hot. It's like 70s or 80s.
As long as it's hot enough to go in the ocean.
But it's not like 90s when you're like...
Right. Like, it's, yeah.
And it's off season, so it's cheaper.
Fair enough. Well, that's what I'm going to talk about.
What's the honest question, though? I'm nervous.
Did you ever think you'd get married?
Depends on when you asked me.
Oh, okay.
Originally, like when I was growing up, I never dreamt of a wedding.
Okay.
But I was like, when I'm 30, I'm going to get married.
Okay.
But then, life happened, and I just didn't want forever with that person.
I heard my ankle crack on the mic.
And then I wasn't really sure if I was going to get married because I was single at 33, 34, 33,
Nothing wrong
32.
with that.
I don't know.
You were 33 when we met.
And I just wasn't really sure, and I don't really know if I thought about it. I know I didn't want to be alone forever, and I remember, like, crying to Danny, my best friend, and being like, how do you, like, just be by yourself? And, like, because, like, sometimes I'm really sad, and he helped me.
Loneliness is, like, one of those things where it's funny, because, like, you know me just about as well as anyone now. You know, like, I have no issues doing things by myself, you know what I mean? But it is...
me too.
I did think, my last serious girlfriend before you was like 2017, and we met in 2020. So like or 2019. So I didn't think for the entirety of like 2018, I was just like, I'm just gonna be single the rest of my life because like I can't do this. Like I went on dates and nothing was like working, and I was just like, maybe I'm just meant to do it. So like, part of me like didn't think I was ever gonna get married because every time I tried to like approach it and like get involved like with the person I was involved with, like it came unraveled. So it was like just not something I ever thought would happen. But what's funny, and I think this is a good thing, even though it's gonna sound like a bad thing. I'm just not like,
just kidding.
I'm like not, maybe it'll be different on the day of, but I'm just like underwhelmed by it at this point. Like
that's like what I said to you the other night. I was like, we're getting married next month, but I feel like we already are.
Like my mom, when last time I saw my mom, like last week, she was just like, are you like emotional? Like, how do you feel? I was like, I don't feel anything. I literally don't feel anything.
That was like my dad tonight, and he was like, are you getting nervous? And I was like, no.
My mom was like, my mom was like, I've already cried like 3 times today about it.
Oh my God,
like,
I love her.
I was like, oh my God.
No, but she's in a different...
Right, yeah.
And like the same thing as my mom
situation.
too, and my sister too. Like they're, like my little Marissa. Like we are the youngest siblings. Like we're their youngest child.
I'm the youngest of my cousins on one side, technically. Well, the youngest boy on one side. So it's like.
And your mom has watched you be in relationships that weren't like this,
I didn't work out. Yeah. So
she wants what's best for you. The same with my mom too.
It's just funny. Like it's just. I will end on this, that I just feel, I think that's a good thing, that everything with you just feels effortless.
And natural.
Well, that's the story of us.
Avengers Assemble.
Well,
I am Iron Man.
Well, that's the line I wanted to say at our wedding, but we can say it to end this. Where he's like, you guys.
I don't know, what was the thing wasn't there a thing that Cap said to Iron Man that you wanted to say?
Yeah.
Are we allowed to do that in the town hall?
I guess we could.
Whatever, we just start saying it. I don't remember it.
You got it. Shit.
I don't know. Google?
No, you got to say, how we plan on beating that.
I say that?
Yeah.
How do we plan on beating that?
Together. And then you say, we'll lose.
We'll lose.
Then we'll do that together too.
Bang. I feel like the clapping is really annoying for the people listening.
I don't think so because I don't.
All the 2 people listening.
They're probably. Excuse me.
It's gonna be me and you.
All right. Goodbye, everybody.
Just kidding. We have a lot of people listening. We hit 10,000.
Bye.